Hey, what's going on, YouTube family? I'm back again. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mark, where I like talking all things music in my own personal series, Mark Under the Microscope, where I give you an inside look as to who I am as a person through inspirational and motivational vlogging. So if you like things like that, please remember to slash that like button and annihilate that subscribe button and hit that post notification bell. I drop videos like this every Monday and Friday and every day in between. And also, leave me comments down below. I love interacting with you guys. I also do subscriber requests, so huge shout out to my subscribers out there. I love you guys because without you, there would be no me and there would be no channel. But I think I've talked enough, so let's just jump straight into these videos. Let's go!
I knew you'd come. Somehow I just knew you'd find me. Not knowing where I was or when I was coming back sent you crazy. I kept my spies on you.
I'ma keep it.
Ooh, come on. I love how this is starting off.
G forever. They gon' hate regardless. Yeah. I could've threw my life away, my mother wouldn't let me.
Hey.
Trip, not knowing she's trying to protect me. She didn't understand I wanted the hood to accept me.
Come on.
The only thing is promises, haters, and envy.
Ooh, come on.
Fear, mama. I fear no man, God's the only one I fear, mama. I owe you everything, I dedicate you, dear mama. When I'm away from you, the only thing I see is drama.
Ooh.
I wanna chase the fortune and fame. Help the kids in the ghetto who's trying to maintain.
Come on.
The only thing you know is Section 8. Don't let them hold you down, your future gotta elevate. We couldn't pay the rent, but now we in a better place. Nobody showed me how to do this, set the record straight. They sing along to my song in every other state. My own people don't support that shit, it's hella fake.
Ooh.
I will never sell my soul. All I do is count money and smoke OG. We keep it gangsta from coast to coast. Yeah. That's why nobody fucking with me.
Hey, come on, chorus.
I'ma keep it G forever. If I could go back, I'll change a couple things like the whole world trying to tell me how to think like we were just a couple kids under the street lights. In the hood, putting creases on my Levi's. On my lifeline, on my trigger finger once. Loyalty in life is all my woman really wants. I hung around snakes, so I did it solo. Faded up with anybody. Miguel Cotto.
Come on.
Can't believe how some of you went and snitched. Tatted on face and body, how you still gon' switch. There's no excuse when you fold under pressure. You should've slowed it down, but you went and did the extras. Time passed, I ain't a kid anymore. I live my life and can't nobody tell me shit anymore.
Come on.
Can't nobody tell me shit anymore. I will never sell my soul. All I do is count money and smoke OG.
I love this. Come on.
Gangsta from coast to coast. Yeah. That's why nobody fucking with me. I'ma keep it G forever.
Hey, come on.
G forever. Rest in peace, Nado, West Coast. Yeah. I'ma keep.
Hey, this was dope. Come on, King. You are such a boss, such a king. Come on. That was amazing. Okay, so I quickly want to talk about King Lil G with Never Sell My Soul featuring Kyle Lee. And I want to sit here and talk about, first I want to sit here and say that the only gripe that I will have with this video is I wanted this song to go on forever. This song was so phenomenal, and shout out to you guys for requesting this song. I'm going to have to sit here and say by far that this is my favorite King Lil G track. I loved everything about it. I loved the vocals from Kyle Lee. I loved the storytelling from King Lil G. I love the concept behind this of him sitting there saying that how he's sitting here speaking about how he's gonna keep it G and how he's not gonna sell his soul to the devil no matter what, no matter how people want to sit there and try to sit there and change him. He's not gonna switch up. He's always gonna be true and stay true to himself and be himself within this dog eat dog world. I love how he sat there and talked about how this world is filled with snakes and haters, and how his mom used to sit there and tell him that there's people who are always going to be jealous and envious of you, and wanted to see you fall from on top of your game and not reach your fullest potential. I love that. I love the whole concept behind this song. I just wish, like I said, the only thing that I wanted from this song more was for it to be longer, and that's the only reason why I wouldn't give it an unrateable score or a 10 out of 10. I would give it a 9.5 out of 10, and that's alone because of the simple fact that the whole concept, everything, the foundation of this song was dope. Like I said, I wanted this song to go on forever, for at least a good 5 minutes, because I feel like this song has the potential to just elevate and go like even further than what it has. It's only I'm assuming from what it says on here, it's a year old, so that's the only thing that I would gripe about, is that the song is not longer. Other than that, I love this song. I thought King Lil G did a phenomenal job with it by just sitting there speaking his truth, remaining authentically to himself, speaking about worldly issues, sitting there being the phenomenal storyteller that he is, and just being that and repping the West Coast well. I love that he sat there and is afraid to sit there and touch on issues that other people are afraid to sit there and touch on in the industry, and sit there and talk about how people sit there and change up. He's relatable. He sits there and he sucks you in and makes you like him as an artist, because he's sitting there speaking about issues that we all sit there and can relate to, about how people sit there and can change up on you at the drop of a dime, at the drop of a hat, and how this world is filled with so many fake and jealous people who envy you and don't want to see you succeed. And this is not even just from friends, this is from acquaintances, this is from people who don't even know you. And as we all know, that these can even come from family members not even wanting to see you even succeed and sit there and see you on top of your game. Because I know personally, the reason why that this song relates so much to me is because a lot of people in my biological family on my mother's side wanted to see me fall, because of the simple fact of, they're like, oh, well, you didn't have your mother, or you didn't have your father, oh, you sat there and grew up in the foster care system, you had to deal with sexual assault, you witnessed your mom being raped and things like that, and you were also like, I was sexually assaulted myself and raped as a child repeatedly. And so it's like, when you sit there and think about, and growing up in the foster care system and moving to like 6 to 7 different foster homes over the course of being from 12 years old until 21, and then just seeing how this relates to me, and how a lot of people in my family used to sit there and be like, well, how are you still sitting there surviving? How are you sitting here getting 4 degrees? How do you have 2 undergrad degrees? How do you sit here and have 2 master's degrees? How do you sit there and want to go to law school? How do you sit there and still have success when you sat there and had the odds stacked against you, and sat there and we're sitting here not having to go through remotely anything that you had to go through, but yet we're sitting here being in this repeated cycle? And I used to sit there, and like I told one of my friends, the reason why I sat there and was able to overcome a lot of the things is, one, because I used to talk to God a lot and have this dialogue and this conversation with him, but then yet I used to also write and be a poet myself, and sit there, and that was like one of my main reasons, because I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. So it's like, and they were few and far between, because a lot of people tended to ostracize me because I was different, and whether that was because of the way I acted, the life I had to go through of being in poverty and growing up in a system, because of my biological eye color, where people talking about my sexuality and basically calling my masculinity into question because they felt I wore contacts, or just in general, or just my mannerisms, because of the way that because I grew up around a whole bunch of women as I was growing up. So then when you sit there and grow up and you don't have those male influences, especially when you sit there and lack a positive male role model in your life, you can either turn to the streets, or you sit there and tend to take on those roles and those things of the people who are positive in your life. And the one positive person that was in my life happened to be my great grandmother, and so that's who I sat there and looked to. So when I sat there and seen that, that's what I had to wind up adopting. So that's why it's like, and a lot of people kept trying to sit there and make it seem like, oh, that there's only one monolithic view of being black. black and being a man within American society, which is one of the reasons why I did my my second master's thesis on the evolution of black masculinity, and how black men have been disenfranchised and how we have been conditioned since the days of slavery to have this toxic masculinity within our whole type of ingrained within our DNA. And that can be same as within the Latino community as well, where you have this machismo type of vibe where they feel like you only can have just like, where it's so crazy how us as Latin American men and African American men, where we're supposed to sit here and feel like we have to fit this stereotypical role and fit in this role for us to be seen as men. Now we have to sit here and be hard all the time. We can't sit here and express vulnerability. We can't express softness but still remain men. And they feel like that any sign of that is weakness. And I feel like King Lil G is a perfect example of being able to express that but still stay true to himself, and still express that yes, he is a man, but still tell his story within this way of being sitting there not overexposing himself, but still sitting there showing like, yeah, okay, I'm a G, I came from the streets, I came up from the hood, but I can still express my story, I can still tell my story, I can still let people in, I can still show that sensitivity, that vulnerability, and still show that softer side of myself by expressing my story and the hurt and the pain and the emotion and the passion behind it. And that's what I love about King Lil G, because he's able to tell you that story and stay true to himself. I thought that he did a phenomenal job, but like I said, the only thing that him and Kyle Lee, especially with the vocals and just the production and aspect and the beat and everything, and them marrying this together, like I said, the only thing that I would gripe about is this not being longer. Like, I wish that this song was like 5, 6, 7 minutes long, because this by far this has got to be like my favorite song to date right now by King Lil G. I thought that this was phenomenal, and it's all because of you guys. So huge shout out to you who requested this song and for asking me to keep reacting to King Lil G. I know I've been away for a while, but I've been kind of busy with working. But let me know in the comments below what you thought of King Lil G with Never Sell My Soul featuring Kyle Lee. And with that being said, please remember to be safe out there. Remember to stay awesome, be awesome, because you guys are all awesome. This is your boy Mark, and I'm signing off. Deuces. Peace.
They need rappers like me. They need rappers like me, so they can get on their fucking keyboards and make me the bad guy, Chung Lee. Hey, yo, I've been